This week I'm going to teach you 3 questions that will take you from being a good investigator to being a great investigator. Hi, Larry Kaye, ShadowAnyone.com, and the creator of the Investigator's Ultimate Guide series, Premium Private Investigator Training, from someone who's been there and done that. Here it is, 3 questions that will take you from being a good investigator to a great investigator. And this involves what some people might call an autopsy on a case or an after-action report. However you want to term it, what you're going to do is after you work a case, ask yourself these 3 questions. And the first question is, what did I do on this case that I should not have done? So you're going to look through the case and say, what did I do that I should not have done? Maybe I took too much time out of the office searching through courthouse records. Maybe I should have gone to one place instead of another first. That now that I look it over, common sense says, this person only lived in the county for 6 months. Why was I down there digging through county courthouse records? Probably my first stop should have been something else. So there's one thing to ask yourself. What did I do that I should have done differently? The second question to ask yourself is, what did I not do that I should have done? And this is the type of thing where you're going to find out after the fact that, okay, I forgot something or I missed something. So for example, here's a classic one, a very practical, huge tip for you here when you're skip tracing. Always look at their last known address, the LKA, last known address. I have had so many cases turn quickly and instantly profitable for me because the person is still where they used to be. Or maybe they've returned to where they used to be. So the client has come to you and said, here's what I know about them, here's their last known address, but they've been gone from there for 6 months or so. Well, one of the very first things you should do skip tracing is to check if they really are gone from that last known address. So after your case, you say, this is something that I didn't do that I should have done. I should have really checked that first. And so you may develop something where you say, I really need to have a checklist. I really need to go down step by step when searching for this person. That's what I teach in the Investigator's Ultimate Guide to Missing Persons and Fugitives. Really a checklist to guide you through finding a person. But that's the type of thing that'll bring you from being a good investigator to a great investigator. The third question you should ask yourself after you work a case is, if I were to work this same case again, what would I do differently? Now, doing this, you may look through and go, I really should have started out interviewing people sooner. I should have started out on the phone talking to people sooner. I wasted a lot of time trudging around on computer searches and databases hoping that I would come up with something, even though my client had already tried that. And believe me, clients miss a ton. You should do your background checks and do your things on the computer. But to try to trick yourself into believing, I really thought I could bring them up with credit header data or something like that. Here's what I should have done differently. Here's what I will do differently if I work this same type of case again. And there are all sorts of cases. Teenage runaways, perfect example. You work one of those. If you kind of handle it in the classic way that you handle missing persons cases, thinking that something's going to pop up in a database or something, you're going to be dramatically surprised or surprised quite a bit, because a lot of times it's talking to somebody or somebody giving you a heads up on where the runaway might have gone. So those are the 3 questions. Ask yourself those 3 questions after every case you work, and it's going to bring you from being a good investigator to a great investigator. This is Larry Kaye, ShadowAnyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.